So we're going to do a little hot takes here with you, the viewers. These are viewer submitted answers. If you would like to be a part of these segments that we're going to do every Monday, you can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/DickieDyneShow, and follow us there. And then you can reply and leave comments, and then we might see it and clip it and use it for the show. So.
And these are hot takes about anything and everything?
They're kind of more so metal and like music related, but there are a couple funny ones that are just random, like generic, just general hot takes that I thought I'd include. But yeah, you know, because the channel's mainly music based, so I figured I'd keep them more music. And that's just kind of what people were saying, because people who follow us are more music related anyways.
True.
All right. So, number 1 comes from Matt Rickman, and he says, metalheads are actually hipsters. We hate what is popular, even within our own community. I don't know if that's a hot take. This might be a take.
It might just be more of like an epiphany than like a hot take. Of like,
a realization.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's fair. I think not like the whole scene, but yeah, the groups that like gatekeeping. So, because in a sense, gatekeeping is just being a hipster. Yeah,
sure, for sure.
It totally is. Yeah, that's valid.
I liked that when it was cool and underground.
The old stuff is better.
Do you think that maybe the reason why people like gatekeepers get so upset when bands become mainstream because they no longer have a niche cool thing that they're a small, that they're a part of in a small community?
I've thought about this before.
You know what I mean?
I've thought about this before with like fans.
It's not like a special thing anymore for them.
Yeah, I think it's like all fandoms, like whether it's movies or shows or music, is that like if a piece of music or art is important to you, like a stage of your life where it just meant a lot, it can easily become like a part of your identity, and like you're not able to like separate the two, you know? So when people insult or talk about that thing or discover this thing that's personal and private to you, that could like, I don't know, I feel like trigger that and be like, no, don't touch my thing. That's my thing. It's for me. It's special. I don't want to hear your opinions on it. I just want it's for me. You know, it's like,
I know about that.
Yeah, it's my thing. Don't you're gonna ruin it with all your pop crap, and it's a special to me.
Yeah,
I feel like it usually stems from like people being emotionally attached to something, and it becomes like their identity rather than.
Do you think that's just like the natural?
I feel like it's human nature a little bit.
Human nature, or do you think that's like parasocial?
I think it's human nature. There probably is a crossover for sure. Like there are people that are parasocial, but the reason they become parasocial at its root is probably because the music was special to them and it held a place in their heart. And it's how far into that rabbit hole you get, you know.
For sure. Okay, next from Kylan Sauter, he says, nu metal was the most important and influential genre and areas of metal to date.
Speak, brother, speak.
And has shaped pretty much every artist in some way since the late 90s and early 2000s. Your favorite doom, black, death, deathcore, hardcore, post-hardcore band all probably love nu metal. Nu metal is in everyone, whether they want to admit it or not. They just don't like the label. I truly do think the 10-year span from 94 to 2004 was the greatest time for metal history.
Fucking salute, brother. I'm ready to go to the gym right now, dude. You got me hyped up. That was the Braveheart speech for nu metal guys, dude. The Django genes are coming from the battlefields. Spread wide with the rattle of Janko gene.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of the like, no, these bands wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for this band, because it's like there will always have been that band. Like if they weren't around, another group would have came by and been that band, or that thing, or that piece of art. Like
for sure, it's
just only a matter of time until somebody did it first. Right? Yeah. Like so, I'm never a big fan of like you have to thank the overlords because without them, like we still would have got here, dude. Like it still would have happened. But I will say that the amount of bands that like. Yeah, like have the respect for Limp Bizkit and shit, and like the old school like Slipknot stuff and Linkin Park, Dope, like all those type bands. I feel like there's definitely some crossover for sure. Because nu metal's sick when you're like into metal, but you don't want to tell people you like rap. So you're like, oh, I listen to nu metal, bro.
Yeah, right. It's that middle ground area. Exactly. Okay, next up is from Abraham of Velasco. He says, the 90s stink.
What?
Grunge stinks, and its fans are pretentious. All the grunge vocalists were cringe. And also pretentious, Dave Grohl is overrated. Okay, yeah, he's nice, but is his drumming or music that good? Everlong is a massive hit, and I don't get it. It's such a nothing song. I want to finish by saying, the first time I hear Dirt by Alice in Chains, I felt nothing. Lane has a great voice, but that's about it.
Ew, somebody hug this guy. He has no love in his heart, only pain and agony.
Wow.
How dare you?
Boo this man.
How dare you, sir?
That's wild,
That
bro.
is a hot take. That's a very hot take.
That was the actual
All
hot
of them,
take.
they're cringe and pretentious.
Also, no profile picture on this guy, by the way. He probably got banned after he
He's just
posted
trying
it.
to start a war right now.
Yeah.
All of them are cringe. That's
And pretentious.
That's a crazy.
And Dave Grohl is overrated.
Yeah, that's a wild thing to say.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty hot take, bro.
He also opened it by saying the 90s stink. Just
Yeah.
the fuck
Yeah,
the
at
90s,
large, every
dude.
part of it. Bro,
Just-
I don't know, moon shoes were pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. Something to love from the 90s. All right, Tyler Eastburn says, metalcore and deathcore lost their magic a decade ago. Since then, it's been nothing but a soulless, oversaturated, and formulaic pissing contest to see who has the weirdest vocals and lowest tuned guitars, or who can make the Doomsday riff sound the coolest. Which is that's
pretty funny.
That's pretty, yeah. The last good thing to happen in the scene was Knocked Loose and the hardcore punk rabbit hole that they inevitably led to.
Metallic hardcore, but okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a bummer when there's such like a absoluteness to this, because
Yeah.
it's like there's some truth there, but it's not all of it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. The pissing contest of like who can make the craziest noise does suck, but only because people are mimicking the cool noises.
Yeah.
But when there is a new one made, it's always tight and like, oh shit, another new noise. Like, that's fun. But just,
What animal are we on this year?
yeah, like that's a fun thing. But when everyone hears that and then starts mimicking it and doing like a less good version of it,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, we heard that already, but better.
We need to do pigeon core.
Right. So yeah, I get that for sure. And then the Doomsday riff thing, that's very funny
Dude.
because every metalcore band
Holy
ever
shit.
has done their version of that riff.
I've
which is
written a
very-
version of that riff probably 20 times.
If you play metalcore, you've written that riff, right? Probably. It's
Yeah.
like inevitable at this point.
That is...
But yeah, but again, there's tons of sick bands though that aren't the mainstream of those genres that are
100%.
worth praise and are pushing the boundaries. So yeah, I feel like that's a very limited, like maybe you're only consuming the mainstreams of those genres, so that's why you have that opinion.
Yeah, maybe you're the problem.
No, I just don't think your algorithm's up to date, pussy.
Next, we have Damien Bell says, number 1, Metal Zone is a great pedal. Number 2, Nickelback is actually a pretty good band.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Number 3, the Titanic movie and its sequels all fucking suck.
Whoa. There's sequels to the Titanic.
I didn't know that either. Kevin, do you know that?
This is news to me.
I didn't know that.
I'm not watching it though.
Metal Zone actually, it wasn't Metal Zone. My first pedal ever when I was like 13 was a death metal pedal. I think it was from like Digitech or something. But it literally just said death metal and it sounded like sand. It was awful. Nickelback is
Nickelback's sick.
a sick. Yes, that.
Nickelback is tight. That's something in the past few years that people are becoming more and more
Yes, Kevin.
okay with acknowledging that Nickelback is tight. And then the last one, dude, the first Titanic is a great little movie.
I didn't know there were sequels. This is news
It's
to me.
very funny that there's sequels. It's Titanic 2, The Revenge of the Iceberg.
Yeah, the Revenge of the Boat. Okay, moving on. Next up, we have Phoebe Morrison says, if you tell me to listen to a specific artist, I won't. The more insistent you are, the less likely it becomes.
Dude, I was like that in high school. I missed out on so many cool things because I was just like, you guys all have fucking peasant taste.
Dude, okay, can you dive into the mentality of that for me? Can you tell me why when someone's like, dude, you should check this out, you're just like, fuck no.
I think it was because at the time for my friends, I was always showing new music and stuff, and so I think I thought I had like an elevated taste and was like, I'm the teaming. You know, I think it just got to my head of like every time I showed somebody something, they like loved it. And so I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to show specific bands to certain people or specific movies to specific people and be like the recommend guy. And then when other people
kind of like
would
how
do
you
it,
send Instagram reels to specific people based on their taste.
Exactly. You're curating the memes. And I think there was too something about like if you didn't articulate it well to me, I just didn't believe you, I think was it too, because somebody was like, you should check this out, it's really good. I'm like, well, everybody says that about everything.
Yeah.
And so I never knew how truly good certain things were because nobody was like, no, seriously, this is like beyond just like a normal casual. It's actually very sick. They'd just be like, yeah, you should check it out, it was pretty interesting. And I'm like, that's not a way to convince me to like something. And then I would miss out on it because I'd be like, yeah, it's probably just some okay thing that they watched on the weekend, and then I finally get into it and I'm like, bro, why didn't you exclaim to me that this was tight?
So there's a little bit too of like you want to be the guy that knows about the weird shit.
I think at the time, yeah, when I was in high school, I think I liked doing that.
Gotcha.
And like it gave me some sort of fulfillment to be like, oh, great recommendation, Austin. I was like, thanks.
Yes, like you.
My tastes are immaculate.
Freaking greatness.
Hell yeah. All right, next up, Mark Saunders says indie/pop is better than metal. Lol, no joke. I kind of like it more. Which I think this is really funny because this guy is just saying his taste.
Right.
He's like, I just like pop more than metal.
It's not a
hot
take, it's just your opinion.
It's like, well, it's just
I enjoy
you just
soup. I like
pop.
hot soup.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay.
nice.
We
man.
can all like what we want to like.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's pretty funny. I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking a genre over another genre. I don't think that's like a hot take. It's
All
just
right,
your
Austin,
personal preference.
you're going to like this one a lot. Next, Rachel Seitz says Deftones is not good and never has been.
I didn't say that they were bad earlier. They've just never tickled me in the way that they tickle most people.
No, you said they were the fucking person at the entrance of a grocery store being like, hey man, give us your money.
In context, because it was the 5th time they had showed up, and I was like, you're not even in my top. Like, get out of here. That's why it was a good analogy. But I don't hate Deftones or anything. They have like 5 songs I think are good.
Yeah, for sure. Next, Josh Winstead says, For the Likes of You is better than Scion.
Whoa, them's fighting words.
For the Likes of You also is not a band
I was
anymore.
gonna say, one of those bands isn't a band anymore. So.
And the problem is,
dude, Justice for that last EP we released though. I fucking love that EP, and we didn't do anything with it other than break up.
It took too long.
Yeah, but it was
It
so
took
good.
too long to come out.
Good.
It was very
absolutely
good.
Took way
It was
too long.
very good.
You can't be putting out 2 EPs over the course of a 10-year career as a metalcore band. It's just not, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for sure. Malachi Simrak says Sleep Token are mid at best.
Well, that's like your opinion, dude.
I feel like a lot of people, yeah, it's like opinions. Well, I guess hot takes are opinions, but just
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Is it a hot take if like half the people just agree with you?
No, because
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
just a
mild
take.
take.
It's
then.
just a take.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the hate for Sleep Token when people are like, this is trash, this is shit, because it's like you can if you listen to it, you can see why people like it, because it's like the perfect middle ground of like pop and metal, but without being metal.
Yeah.
So it's a nice like, whoa, I didn't know I could like this heavy stuff with this type of singing. So I feel like you could just agree that they're a solid gateway band and they're liked for a reason. But I feel like the saying that their shit is so like, I don't love it, but I would never be like, that's the why do people like this? Like, you really can't tell.
Right.
I think there's a lot of people that just like to be contrarians as well.
Yeah. Also the
100%. Next up is Liam Thomas, and I'm actually curious to see what you think about this, Austin. He says Dennis should have stayed in Asking Alexandria.
Nah, he should have stayed and Make Me Famous.
Yeah.
Next. Yeah. No, Make Me Famous was way sicker than the Black album with Asking Alexandria.
Okay.
I like Dennis. I think he has like some sick fucking potential, but Asking Alexandria, I just didn't really fuck with it that much. I just don't think it was. I don't know. I just didn't think it fit well. I think his screams were really lackluster because every scream he did was layered with like a high and a low, and it just always sounded like that. And I'm like, this isn't like exciting to have every single scream double tracked like that.
Sure.
No, I think Danny coming back like saved that band's career probably. Like,
Well, then you heard that Ben Bruce now just announced he's leaving.
I did see that. Yeah, I tried looking into that a couple weeks ago because he wasn't in any of their flyers for the next tours, and I was like, what's going on? And then Yeah, he quit like a week later.
Yeah.
Damn. R.I.P. to a
Hate to see
generation.
it, but I guess it's to be with his family. So that's,
yeah, I would love to see Dennis restart Make Me Famous, because that band was some pretty sweet metalcore.
Yeah. Well, I guess it kind of worked. I mean, he is famous.
Make me famous.
All right, next up is from Colby Davis. It says, Jared's hairline is perfect and not receding whatsoever.
Okay.
Thank you, Colby. See, this man, I like his. This is a good take. This is a very good take. I like this.
Did you pay? What's his?
I like
his
this.
Cash App, don't you?
Also, let's not minimize my plight.
Oh no.
Okay. For the hairline, because I'm also ugly. So you try having a job in entertainment with these assets. See how well you do.
Yeah, he's got you there, pussy.
Next up is from Adrien Sh Sheamus. That says, bring back new metal.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. When I was going through the post,
all the new metal comments?
dude, the hot takes, most of them, like half of them were like new metal. I love new metal. New metal needs to come back. Fucking new metal, dude.
It's funny. It
I
kind
was
of
like, I didn't realize how many people like this shit.
It is kind of like the Nickelback thing, where like it was a meme to hate on new metal and it was a meme to hate on Nickelback, and now in later years people are more vocal, being like, fuck you, it's always been cool.
Yeah.
And it's like now it's a resurgence, and it's no longer like a hot take, I feel like, to say new metal is sick, because it's like it's come full circle to people being like, I already just sick.
But now if new metal comes back, that means
it's always been here.
That if it comes back hard, that means Chinkos are back.
Yes.
That means tap out shirts are back.
Yeah.
What else? That means
backwards fitted caps.
Oh, I was gonna say the what are those called? The visors, upside down visors.
Yeah. Those are sick.
Yeah,
the
those
hats
are coming
that don't have
back.
tops.
What else? The wristbands.
Wearing ski goggles on the side of your head.
Yeah,
cool
those
one.
are coming back.
White dudes with braids.
We'll need a
All
new
the colored
X-Men
braids.
movie for sure. Okay.
Oh, goatees or no, the soul patches.
Yes,
and goatees.
soul patches are coming back.
Those for
Do
sure
you really
gotta come
want
back.
all these things back? Maybe. Matt Oxrezig. Matt O says, sometimes in the heat of the moment, it is okay to go ass to mouth.
In the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the moment.
In the stink of the moment.
In the heat of the stink.
Yeah, I mean, it's your mouth. You can put it wherever you want. Consensually, of course.
Yeah, that's his hot take.
I don't know if it's a hot take to eat ass anymore. I feel like it's pretty
mainstream.
Yeah, but it's also like one of those like the big titty goth mommy things where it's like people say that, but then
then they're bitches and they don't actually do it. Like, come on, guys.
Then the big titty woman pulls out a little dagger and wants to get crazy. And I don't want that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. You're like,
Come
I
on.
Can we
want it.
shout out healthcare that nobody's getting E. coli and salmonella?
Can we shout out healthcare? Is a very funny thing to say.
shout out
Give a
healthcare.
quick shout out to fucking healthcare real quick.
What the fuck? All right, this next one is kind of funny. It says it's from Ed Sheeran, who is it's not the real
He's
Ed
a top
Sheeran.
fan.
It says rising fan Ed Sheeran. If you eat kiwi skin, you're a psychopath.
I agree.
First of all, I don't do it anymore.
I'm
So
a
don't you
reformed
fucking
psychopath.
judge me. I'm a reformed kiwi skin eater, which sounds like a serial killer thing to say, but it wasn't that bad, okay?
It's not. It's like not.
Especially when you're younger and you're drinking out of a garden hose, you're eating dirt when you're falling over all the time.
So like, if banana peels didn't taste bad, you're just fucking snapping into one.
Maybe.
See, I feel like
I
it's,
might
I
do
feel like
that.
it's a reward for the sweetness inside. You gotta de-skin the boy.
I
and then you get
also
the reward.
I also used to eat apples whole, like seeds, stem, core. I would just eat the whole thing.
That's way more crazy than eating.
Really?
kiwi skin. Yeah, the middle part, that's like inedible.
Well, the
almost.
bottom part too. Like, where
Yeah,
like the little
asshole
fuzzy,
of the apple.
the
Yeah.
asshole of the
The
apple.
The little prolapse of the apple.
I would just eat the whole thing.
You eat the stem too, or do you eat?
I usually
You put a
wouldn't.
whole apple in your mouth.
Okay, I
lift
usually
up a stem.
wouldn't eat the stem. A couple times I did. I usually wouldn't, but I would eat the butthole of the apple for sure, and I would eat the whole core of it.
Bro, you'd eat the butthole in the heat of the moment.
Hell yeah! And I also would eat skin on kiwi.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Not anymore. Okay, don't fucking judge me.
Yeah, I'm looking at you way different now, dude.
Joseph Fern says Motionless in White's newer album sounds like Breaking Benjamin. Changed my mind. Bro,
I don't think it's a hot take.
they've been sounding like Breaking Benjamin since 2014.
Yeah, since that album with the red chair was a reincarnation.
From hell, I will not bow. Crawling from hell.
Yeah, it's been known. They're from the same state, and on their new stuff, I think Benjamin was like in the studio hanging out with them. I don't know if he worked on anything, but Chris and Ben know each other, and they're from the same state, so it
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think he's been a big inspiration to
Also,
Chris.
if you're going to sound like a band, in my opinion,
Not a bad one to sound like.
Not a bad one to sound like.
Not
I
a bad
fucking love
choice.
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, they could have chose way worse bands to sound like. That's for sure.
All right, last one. Liam Spellman says Bohemian Rhapsody is a clusterfuck of a song and incredibly annoying.
Whoa. No, what are you talking about? It's constructed so well. It's like a great payoff. And it's sick the way it's written when it gets to the like
the rock part.
You could choose like, okay, I've listened to a full song. Like it feels complete.
Yeah, right.
Or you
I'm good
Or
now.
you could pick up from that spot and just listen to a second song.
Yeah.
It feels like you could split it. And it's nice, or you could listen to the whole thing and just fucking just rock out.
It's so funny
It's really
that
well
like
written.
one of the like most iconic songs of the last 50
Millennia.
years, 100 years, forever years is like this guy's just like, fuck, that song sucks, dude.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. And like highly.
Which is fair. Again, it's just your opinion. It's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean,
just
if
think
you don't
it's
like
funny.
it, that's fine. But I don't think it's not a clusterfuck. It's definitely it has purpose the way it's written. You can
He's
feel
like,
the
he's just like,
structure.
what are harmonies, dude? Like,
Why
there's
is
so
there
many voices.
guitar solo.
It's crazy.
What the fuck's a poor boy?
Yeah, what is a poor boy? Who's Beelzebub? I don't get it.
Fucking mean.
All right, so there it is. Hot
fun. It
takes
was fun.
from our Facebook page.
Definitely a couple hot ones.
Couple hot ones, yeah. That was the hard part. Was like looking through it, and a lot of them were just like
Milkworm or lukewarm
Takes.
Milkworm.
lukewarm takes. They're just takes. I'm like, this isn't hot. This is like just This is just what everyone thinks.
Someone's like, I don't like eating at Subway that much.
Yeah.
Like,
Cool.
epic.
But yeah, so if you want to be a part of these, you can go to our Facebook page, Dickie Dine Show, and we'll ask questions once a week. You can leave comments like this. This is how people leave comments, right? Mm-hmm. Do that.
If you were here at the live stream, go to the last Facebook post and comment your favorite thing about Steve Harvey.
Comment your favorite meme about Steven
Harville.
Harvance. If you guys like what you're seeing, then please consider going to our Patreon and giving us your money. That way we can keep the lights on, we can keep the camera guy fed, and we'll really appreciate it. Thank you. Link in the description below.